Move, move, move!
Generals, politicians, media, and other distinguished visitors were given a demonstration of the type of training and interoperability among NATO allies and partners provided by Exercise Saber Strike 2017. As part of the demonstration, visitors saw U.S. Army and Air Force and British, Estonian, Finnish, and French soldiers coordinating an operation as it might happen on the battlefield.
The first thing, we need to train for real case scenarios, but the second thing I think is important always that soldiers from the different NATO countries come together, experience how they work together, how easy or how difficult it is to train and learn the languages. And language, I'm not talking about speaking language, I'm talking about how the mental language is between the French, the British and the Americans and the Estonians. We have the Finnish contingency here as well. I think that brings us together, this kind of exercise, and it's important.
From Tapa, Estonia, I'm Army Sergeant Josh Joyner.
You're clear to turn right.
Roger, clear right. Clear right.
And you're good to go.
Rise the terrain.
Of course.
Soldiers from the 3rd General Support Aviation Battalion, 10th Combat Aviation Brigade, conducted air assault and medevac training with Minnesota National Guard soldiers of the 134 Red Bulls, the United Kingdom Royal Marines, and Lithuania's Iron Wolf Brigade as part of Exercise Saber Strike 2017. The inclusion of air assets like Apache helicopters, Chinooks, and Blackhawks adds another level of realism that wouldn't be possible without this type of joint multinational training.
Dust off, Pagan 09, call when ready for smoke.
This is very important because this task force is made up of National Guard soldiers, soldiers from the United Kingdom, along with the host nation Lithuanian forces, and builds our interoperability with each other, that we learn how each other operates, how each other thinks, so as we do future operations, which is how we fight in today's world, it allows us to increase interoperability and readiness and more lethality as we conduct operations together. We integrate interoperability with air assets. One, it gives most of our allies may not have had a chance to work with certain kinds of aircraft, so it increases their familiarization in that aspect. And now bring the realism of the quick response time to seize the initiative and take the fight to the enemy and build that interoperability. And then also empowers junior leaders, because typically on UA-60s, it's a supply size element. So now we're empowering our junior leaders to get on the ground and now operate amongst our allies and integrate them as we conduct operations.
From Kozloruda, Lithuania, I'm Army Sergeant Josh Joyner. Soldiers deployed to Latvia with 1st Battalion, 68th Armor Regiment, conducted a platoon-level live fire with Bradleys and Abram tanks as part of Operation Atlantic Resolve. The live fire focused on working with engagement area development, fire distribution, and simulated radio communications failing so that fire was directed through the use of flags. It also gave a chance for some visiting congressmen and their aides to see the proficiency this type of training allows here.
I think what you get out today is the repetition. It's a very focused, it's quality and quantity training like Fort Carson. However, we're in an environment. This is a made range based off the available terrain. It represents how we would fight, how we would maneuver with our NATO allies, and I think that's what makes it very realistic for our soldiers today that have done the training. So if you look at the whole concept of what we've been able to do, not only from our arrival in Poland, being able to do a speed of assembly drills up to the Baltics, and since really the 14th of February, we have been in the field with our host nation allies, conducting everything from individual qualification now through platoon live fires. So it's an incredible opportunity for soldiers not only to be grounded in the fundamentals, but we're also growing a whole new generation of leaders that can operate within NATO and understand the command structure, and not only from a training management portion of it, but able to execute operations. So it's truly remarkable to be here.
From Adazi, Latvia, I'm Army Sergeant Josh Joyner. As part of Centene's Acts, an exercise that falls within Saber Guardian 2017, 1st Squadron of the 2nd Cavalry Regiment coordinated with soldiers of the Ohio National Guard and engineers of the Hungarian Armed Forces to construct a bridge across the Danube River. Through teamwork and cooperation on joint exercises like this, Hungary and the United States are able to build a stronger partnership.
The alliance is one of the most successful, oldest alliances in history. And it's important for the NATO alliance to continue to train together to improve interoperability, to improve freedom of movement, and also to show any adversaries of ours that we are willing to stay together united to defend our sovereignty.
In Europe, these countries, these smaller countries, have to work together with their neighbors, with their allies and partners in order to provide a credible defense and a credible deterrence. So actually the objective is to have a great interoperability among each other in order to be able to build a capacity, a set of capabilities that is credible as a deterrent force.
From Győr, Hungary, I'm Army Sergeant Josh Joyner.
I didn't finish high school, got married, then 4 years later, went back to high school, finished high school, decided to join the Army. I believe in that every citizen should at least serve one term in the military, because a lot of people don't realize that they're privileged to be living in a free country and living off the sacrifice of other people, you know, whether it was somebody's father, sister, son, daughter, and I feel that everybody should at least give something back rather than just take and take and take. I feel blessed that I got chosen to come into support the Nordic Tank Challenge as a maintainer for the Abrams, and it was a crew well selected. You know, these soldiers, the tankers, have put extreme amount of hours, extreme amount of work into getting ready for the competition. So we did our part, you know, and I'm confident in the tankers that they will actually win this year.
Soldiers of the 500th Engineer Support Company, 15th Engineer Battalion, are working together with the Republic of Georgia's engineers to construct defensive obstacles for an upcoming training assault as part of Exercise Noble Partner 2017. The engineers are creating defensive measures based on both the American and Georgian styles to share knowledge and techniques with each other.
We have our doctrinal foundation that we go through and do, and that's what we are very comfortable doing as U.S. engineers. To come out here and see something that the Georgians are doing is a unique opportunity. So their positions that they put in, their obstacles, is completely different than something that we would do. So that training, them showing us how they in place and us assisting them in doing it, the hands-on, is a unique opportunity that we probably will not receive any other time.
We're actually going to tie this obstacle in with another more traditional American obstacle. So there'll be an American obstacle, the Georgian one, and then followed by an American one. So we'll actually get a chance to see which one necessarily works best. And a lot of it's going to depend on your enemy and their equipment set as well. So I think they're both really useful, and it'll be a great thing for me to put in my tool bag going forward. I think it's really fun. It's good to get out and meet other people and see their viewpoints and the way they do things, because that gives you a new perspective, and either you take it and you use it, or you compare it against what you're already doing and you find out that your way is working the best. So either way, you're going to improve, and maybe you can pass some knowledge on to somebody else.
From Vaziani, Georgia, I'm Army Sergeant Josh Joyner.